Welcome to this exclusive Quest TV interview. There's going to be a focus, inevitably, on the single player mode. What would you like to see?
I'm gonna be really frank. I really don't care about the single player. I really don't care. I don't think that's the selling point of the game. I know that there's a whole story and novel set that's attached to the game, and having a story mode to like liven up that story is really interesting. I think it's really cool. Um, but that story mode is not why any of us picked up the game. Let's be frank. Um, so I don't care. I don't think that the AI opponents that one man can make will be nearly as good as a human opponent. So I rather that multiplayer gets love or characters get love and balancing gets love so that players can actually play each other well and have a good experience. If anything, I would for a single player experience, if he could do like monthly challenges where he makes like a specific AI of like a character model and he changes something about them. Let's say, I'm just saying random stuff, but let's say Gideon with a longer sword, or Gideon with the cup in his hand, and he uses it to act like like little fun stuff like that,
Yep.
like challenges for single player challenges. I think that would be fun. But this whole story mode thing where the guy's walking around and stuff, I'm like, okay, that's cute, but that's not why I play. So I'd much rather active single player stuff than a story mode thing. If anything, I'd prefer the story mode thing to be kind of like arcadey, where you have like a flip book of what's happening, and then you get to the fight, and then you get like a cutscene, like a mix of cutscene, screenshot, text type thing, and fighting, but like a whole orchestrated cinematic thing. I'm like, yeah, you're one man. Please stop. That's how I feel about it. I'm like, I think there's cool things you can do. I would like challenges in our arcade style mode that's really fleshed out. But a mode where we're walking around the forest of Poland and stuff, I don't need it.
So no Dynasty Warriors.
Oh Jesus, not that. No, please, no. Please, no. Please, no. Already I can't actively parry. You want multiple people around me?
If they were to add a rapier, what would you like to see from that character?
I mean, we have Marie, and then we have, was it? What's her name?
Mata.
Marta. Marta. Yeah, I don't like her. What would I like to see? I really do like Maria. If we added another rapier, I would. I don't know. I would like one that's more physical on the blade, I guess I would say. Like that one that relies on blade contact or messing with the blade, because that's personally what I do. Um, rather than like a more of like an avoiding blade. Obviously, with rapier, um, avoiding the blade and finding a way in is the better option. But a more active blade that isn't just solely cuts, but like trying to take and control the blade with point action type thing. I think that would be cool. A cool change. But other than that, if you do add controls to the rapier characters with like the right thumbstick and stuff, they can become that. So I don't think there's a huge deviation to be made with a new character, other than like different moves that are slightly different. But there's only so much you can do, right?
Right. In your latest stream, you had a chance to play New Yasek. Is he broken as your video title was asking?
I don't think he's broken. I think he rides the line because he's really, really, really dynamic, and he has a flesh that is gorgeous, and he can feint out of things and double up really well. I just think he needs tweaking. I don't think he's broken, but he has main character traits where he can do a little bit of everything, and he can do them all pretty well. What was cool about him is I was trying to use him like Marie. So with Marie, you have a lot of footsies you can do, but with him, you have to get him going before he moves. You can't just like tap in different directions and like be really quick about it. He's moving or he's not. So it was a nice little caveat. Like he's fast, but only once you how do I say? He's only fast once you make a solid choice you're going that direction. You can't like tap in, tap out. You're going this way or you're not. So I don't think he's broken. I think he needs a little bit of tweaking to just a little bit of adjustment.
So in your time playing Hellish Quart, do you have a highlight moment that stands out?
Honestly, because Gideon gets the shaft most of the time as not being valid to a lot of people. Every time I see Ilxis pop up and use Gideon, I'm always like on the edge of my seat to see what he can pull off. I think that would be every time he pulls up, I'm like, yes, I want to see what this man can do. Those are my highlights because it's kind of sad that Gideon is kind of hard to use and takes so much work. But when he once he gets into it, when a Giddy's winning, I can't say anything. I love. I find it such a mark of skill. So those are my favorite moments when a Gideon is throwing down major hands or blades.
Would you say Ilxis is the most exciting player to watch?
Hmm. He's definitely one of them. And also because I've been out of the loop for so long, I don't want to say things that aren't valid anymore. But he was the one that I often got on the edge of my seat for.
Okay, we have some fan questions. The first question, his name is Tivanenk.
Okay.
His first question is, does he like beer?
I love beer. I'm an amber beer man. Give me an amber beer and I'm good.
All right.
I do not like hops. Do not give me an IPA.
So what is your
I
favorite
even
beer?
try. Sorry. Favorite beer. I mean, I always go for the Rickards Red. I think that's my go-to beer. I do like me a Newcastle too. That might not be red, but I still like that one. I had a Guinness phase. I am out of it. I still love it, but that is some heavy shit. Yeah, I think Rickards Red would be my go-to beer.
What is your favorite food?
I think that Lebanese place I was talking to you about before, man, it's called in Montreal, it's called Bustan. I think I single-handedly funded them throughout COVID. My Uber Eats bill was ridiculous, man. Yeah, Lebanese shawarma, chicken wrap, spicy, no tomatoes. That garlic sauce was my blood. That would be my favorite food.
Nice, nice. All right. And his final question that he has is, who does he think is a better Saber player? Luck, Eve, or Quest?
I straight up will have to watch a tournament in full to make that assessment. Like I said, I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I don't want to call out anybody. I'm gonna have to watch. Is there a tournament that you guys have all participated in? Like, is there several that you guys have done?
No, I mainly participate in the Asia scene, and they participate in the North American European scene. I guess
They're
from
asking
playing
me.
people casually.
I haven't played everybody casually enough to make that assessment. I think ranking people is a serious comment on their abilities, so I don't like doing it because
Of course.
when I do comment and say something positive or negative, I want it to have weight. Right now, I don't have enough information, but give me the names again. It's you,
Yeah, Eve and Luck.
yeah. Unlock. Okay, I will be watching.
All
I'll
right.
be watching you all.
A follow up video we'll have to make on who's better to finally
There you
get the
go.
answer.
Or I'll just pull you guys all into into one parsec session, and we'll just have at it.
Yeah, yeah, it could be for the next FroFencer stream for sure.
There you go.
All right. Our next question is from Warden. What are the major turn-offs that make people leave the game?
That seems like a very personal question for each person, but I think the lack of progress, like I don't think enough is happening fast enough to keep people in. Because once you do it all, it kind of, it kind of loses its luster if you're not really in it deep. And then the fact that parsec has to be a thing, the fact that there's so many workarounds to get the game to function in the best way possible, like which I would think is multiplayer. I think that turns people off. The fact that you have to download a new app and figure it out, and if Parsec decides to have a shitty day, you're having a shitty day. I think that's our biggest issue. The fact that shit isn't built in, it seems like the thing that I think is important isn't being the main focus. Seems kind of disjointed.
Yeah, yeah, of course. So yeah, most people that play fighting games would want to play for the multiplayer. If the multiplayer is not running, it's hard to keep people there.
Oh yeah.
Our next question is
Yeah.
from Venator. How did he come with the inspiration on the spot to call Barra a pirate and Jan a pimp during a tournament?
Probably nervous creativity. Um, those tournaments at first, I've never hosted a live event as an announcer. I've hosted events, I've done organization stuff for like fencing tournaments, but I never had to talk the whole time. So to keep people interested, I'm like, what's some features about these guys that immediately scream out to you that if I point it out, it's kind of funny. Like if someone came into the stream and I said Barabash, and they don't know who the hell that is. They don't know who's winning, who's doing what. So just calling him a pirate, he looked like a lanky pirate. He looked like he deserved to be on a ship. And then the whole the pimp thing was just because he was so ornate and over the top with his garb compared to the other people that he looked like he was ready to backhand people. Like he just had that look to him. So I literally stereotyped the characters for fun so that people could attach to them and have something that they could say in the chat that would be funny and that we could have a joke about. If we're all having fun, then I feel like there's more reason for people to stay and enjoy and watch. And making stupid jokes that are based on visual cues is an easy one to do. And nervously, I picked those two things.
Yeah, you said something interesting there because one of the focuses of this channel is to appeal to people that aren't just within the handful of people playing this on a highly competitive level. Like most people that play a game are not playing to be the best player. So most people watching these videos aren't playing to be the best player. You know what I mean? So I think it's important if you want to grow either your channel or even the Hellish Quart community itself. If you want to grow it, you need a way in for casuals so they can find things fun and entertaining and things that even if you have to sacrifice some things that competitive players might not like, it's worth catering so you can bring in new players because within those new players, those casual players, they'll go on to become competitive players. But you need a way in for them.
Yeah, you need to be inviting. You need to be inviting, and then have like even for my channel, I have been kind of lazy on my stuff because of all the coaching I've been doing. But I do want to bring people into my sport, into sword play, so they can enjoy it. There are channels for fencing specifically that are so, I wouldn't say elitist, but not inviting and kind of, yeah, they'll just say they're not inviting, that won't grow the sport. That's not how it's going to happen. So yeah, the thing that you were talking about, that's kind of what I'm going for.
Right, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, like yeah, so a way to be inviting I would say is to like appeal to people try to appeal to people in a way that crosses over into something they already like. You know what I mean?
That's it.
So like
Yeah, I agree.
if I was yeah, like for me, Hellish Quart was something that appealed to me that got me into watching fencing videos. But before I never watched any fencing videos. I never talked to fencing people about fencing. That was always a way in for me because I love fighting games already. So a way in for
Yeah,
someone else
exactly.
could be through making comedy content. It could be through making a tournament that has some kind of silly rule that makes it fun for people to join, so it's not so pressure. And something I do every week is I run events that are just casual events where people just turn up and they play each other. There's no title, there's no like commentating on them, there's no critiquing them. It's just a fun event, and that way the casual players will turn up and we can grow the scene. Do you agree?
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely one way of doing it, and it's one way that should exist. There should be multiple ways for people to get into something, and there should be multiple people doing it well, so that some people will watch my videos and won't attach to me. They have no reason to attach to me or attach to what I'm saying. But some people might watch your videos and find a reason to attach. And as long as it works and everybody interacts and keeps everybody in check, then we're all good.